Hey lovelies, you're welcome back to Reviews and Recaps. Today I want to talk about Destiny's response to Labberick's motion. So yesterday I covered a story where I talked about Labberick is asking for Destiny to face a sentence of 45 days in jail for Destiny withholding custody of their child when it was his turn to have the child. Okay, so I talked about it yesterday. If you haven't watched that, I encourage you to go over on the channel and watch that video. So what I will do though now is I want to focus on the update that has happened since I recorded and posted that video yesterday. So Destiny has responded to Labberick's motion. I will also go through the documents that were obtained by Urban Belle magazine. Shout out to them. Whoever is handling this over on Urban Belle knows what they are doing, and they are on point with getting the stories out ASAP and quickly. So shout out to them. Also, shout out to Show Style and Spirit, because that was how I even found out that there was an update. All right, let's get into it. So I'm going to quickly read the motion that Destiny filed in response to it, and then we're going to talk about it. So the first thing I do want to say is everything that I say in this video is alleged for entertainment purposes and for the purposes of commentary, critique. Everything is alleged. Okay. The other thing I wanted to say is everyone, please hit that like button, please hit that share button, please hit that subscribe button, and let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. These are free ways to support the channel. And for those of you who have not been seeing my videos a lot lately, please, if you find this one, make sure you hit that like button and make sure you leave a comment so that you guys can get me back in the algorithm. All right, now that that's done, let's get into it. Shout out to Urban Belle magazine again, for that's where I got the court documents from. So the first thing is that the defendant agrees with the allegation contained in paragraphs 1 and 2, but notes that this is an intentional bad faith framing of the facts by omission of key information. Defendant adverts that the plaintiff was arrested on 21st of January 2025. A bond condition and addendum was entered permitting the plaintiff to contact the defendant only for the purpose of custodial exchange. That the defendant did not receive a copy of the bond condition addendum until January 27th by mail. That on January 28th, having been made aware of the bond condition addendum, defendant's counsel immediately reached out to counsel for the plaintiff to facilitate custodial exchanges under the conditions set forth in the bond condition addendum, to arrange make-up days for the plaintiff, and further to come to a mutual long arrangement to minimize further conflict between the parties and the need for court intervention. So in layman's terms, what that means is Destiny is basically alleging that she received the bond condition later by mail, and so she wasn't made aware of it until a later date, so January the 27th. As soon as she saw that, she reached out through her lawyer to arrange make-up days for the plaintiff. Now, here's the thing. Now, I personally feel like if somebody actually makes the effort, now I may not like Destiny or whatnot, but if someone actually makes the effort to arrange makeup days, that also shows that they are at least trying to come to some sort of resolution. Now, whether or not we believe that she didn't see the bail addendum or bond addendum is a different question. But if she actually tried to make up the days, then what is the problem? Like, of course, if it's a pattern, I understand Labberick. But at the same time, if she's reaching out saying, okay, I actually thought you were still in jail. Now that I know, let's try to sort it out. It definitely is given that Labberick does not like Destiny. Now, I don't know what happened in their relationship, so I don't know what the ins and outs are. But it's just very, very weird that if indeed she was trying to resolve it, then what's the problem? But maybe I'm speaking too soon, so let's read the rest. So I'm reading the third one now, that the counsel for the plaintiff failed to respond until after the defendant's counsel sent a second request for an immediate conference on Monday, February the 3rd, attached here. Right. Okay. So here's the thing. Now, I don't know if this is the case, but sometimes lawyers have a lot of emails. They don't be reading everything and quickly enough. So maybe that's what happened. Who knows? All right, let's keep reading. 4. That upon returning to the office on Tuesday, February the 4th, defendant's counsel, so Destiny's counsel, noted an after-hours call was made to defendant's counsel's office from the plaintiff. So basically, in layman's terms, Labberick tried calling Destiny's lawyer. Labberick's lawyer tried calling Destiny's lawyer. Destiny's lawyer didn't see it until later, all that kind of stuff. As soon as he saw it, he returned the call. Labberick's lawyer responded with an amended sort of exchange process for the child, which required Destiny's elderly dad to facilitate the exchange of the child. Apparently, less than an hour after the initial phone conversation and before Destiny's lawyer could respond to any further communication, Labberick's lawyer filed their motion with the court. So I want to read one of the things that has come up, and this is in 6, that upon best information and belief, Destiny avers an unreasonable offer using her terminally ill father as a pawn was made to create further delay in an attempt to justify the plaintiff's manipulated timeline of recent events. I do think that they are both guilty in the sense that it feels like Labberick is litigious and it feels like Destiny knows how to play coy. And I say that because I'm like, all over the internet, it was clear that this man was released. So I just struggle to understand why it wasn't even something that your lawyer could have reached out to say, we have not yet received the terms of the bond, so we do not know what's going to happen to custody. However, as soon as we receive this, we would be willing to facilitate whatever contact is as set based on the bond condition. That could have been a thing. Destiny's lawyer could have literally said that in advance and said that if they were truly trying to facilitate contact, right, they could have preempted that. Because let's be honest, if you know Labberick is one of those people that if things are not as it is in the court order, he's going to take it to court to prevent that back and forth with court. And you can't blame him because there's already a pattern of Destiny not complying with the court order based on the last court order where she was held in contempt. So you cannot blame him for thinking that Destiny is trying to circumvent the order again. So I do feel like Destiny's lawyers could have literally preempted that and said that. The other thing is I feel like Labberick's lawyers, if Destiny's lawyers are coming back to say, we are trying to resolve this, let's try and reach an agreement, why do you have to take it to court straight away like that? It doesn't look good. And unless you can prove that this was all contrived and not being the truth and stuff, you don't want to end up with a court making a wasted order against you, a wasted cost order against you. Like, I don't know what term it is in the US or in Alabama specifically, but as far as I know, there are certain situations where the courts may make a wasted cost order against you because they feel like you're basically wasting their time, really. I also do want to read the next page that talks about this is a pattern of the plaintiff's counsel refusing to respond or otherwise discuss, exchange, or custody issues with defendant counsel, preferring instead to force all such discussion to occur in court during active litigation. Generally, the courts prefer when parents are able to make agreement and agree stuff and not have to take everything to court. So I personally feel like the lawyer wrote that intentionally. If I was a lawyer representing Destiny, I will be putting that in there as well. I think one thing that also caught my attention was 11, where it says that the defendant avers that she fears for her safety in the presence of the plaintiff, as the plaintiff physically abused her during the marriage, that the defendant does not feel safe seeing the plaintiff at custodial exchanges, given the plaintiff grabbed and screamed at her during a prior custodial exchange, with required the intervention of an uniformed police officer. Let's be clear, I do not condone violence in any way. So if that's true, I don't think anybody should be grabbed and screamed at during any sort of exchange with the child. that's just not acceptable. Even if the child wasn't there, that's just not acceptable. But as we know, with Destiny, we don't know what is the truth or what is false, especially because she continues to align herself with someone like Martell, who has done a lot of AB things. So it's very, very hard to know what is the truth and what is fictional. What I also think is quite interesting is that after the so-called custodial period was meant to begin and allegedly did not take place, why didn't Labberick's lawyer write immediately to say, you are in violation of this? Maybe the laws are different, but here you're meant to actually write first to literally put the person on notice that they are in breach of this, and try to see if you guys can resolve it before you take the matter to court. But maybe the rules are different over in Alabama. I have no idea. But what I think is coming across very clearly is Labberick seems, we may not like Destiny, but Labberick seems vindictive and seems very litigious, in my opinion. I don't know for a fact. This is just my opinion. This is alleged, but it comes across as why not be a little bit more amicable in terms of trying to resolve it, if at all possible. Now, like I said, I understand that dealing with Destiny may not be easy, but I do feel like, to an extent, I do feel like he comes across as litigious, in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, hit that subscribe button, and tap that bell button right next to it so you know every single time that I post. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye.